The Lost Prince. The boy woke up in the middle of the forest. His head hurt and his clothes were torn. He did not remember his name or why he was there. The trees around him were dull and dark, their branches like fingers reaching toward him. He felt scared, but empty, like something important was missing. He heard a soft rustling behind him. Turning quickly, he saw a small, glowing creature with tiny wings. It looked like a butterfly, but it had a face. Its eyes were kind. "You are lost," the creature said. The boy nodded. "Who am I?" The creature fluttered closer. "You are the Lost Prince. Your home is far away, beyond the great river. Something terrible happened. Someone took your memories." The boy did not know if it was true, but deep inside, something felt right about the words. He had to find out who he was. "Come with me," the creature said. "I'll take you to the river." The boy followed. His feet were bare and the ground was cold, but he did not stop. The creature's glow made the dark forest seem less frightening. After a long walk, they reached a small wooden bridge. The river beneath it was wide and endless. The boy felt something stir in his heart, something familiar. "Someone is waiting for you on the other side," the creature said. "Go!" The boy stepped onto the bridge, but as he reached the middle, thick mist rose from the water. A shadow appeared in the fog, tall and cloaked in black. "You must not leave," the creature said. His voice was deep and heavy, like thunder before a storm. The boy's hands shook. "Who are you?" "I am the one who took your memories. You crossed this bridge, you'll remember everything, but the truth will hurt." The boy hesitated. His chest ached with fear, but then he thought about the emptiness inside him, and he wanted to know, even if it hurt. He stepped forward, and the shadow let out a terrible cry and vanished into the mist. The boy ran across the bridge. On the other side, an old woman stood, waiting, and her eyes were filled with tears. "My son," she whispered, "you have returned." Memories crashed into him. A castle, a fire, soldiers in black armor, a man with a cruel smile taking everything away, his mother's scream. He had been stolen. His past erased. Tears rolled down his cheeks. "Mother." He held him tightly. "It's not too late. You are the rightful king. You must take back what was yours." The boy looked at the castle in the distance, its towers dark against the sky. He was afraid, but now he knew who he was. He was the Lost Prince, and he would reclaim his home. He wiped his tears, took his mother's hand, and together they walked toward destiny. As they walked, the glowing creature hovered beside them. "There is more you must know," it said. "Your enemy is powerful. He has ruled our kingdom for years, growing darker with every passing day. He used magic to control the people, to make them forget who they are. But you are the key to breaking his spell." The boy clenched his fist. "How do I defeat him?" The creature's glow flickered. "There is a hidden sword, forged by your ancestors. It's the only weapon strong enough to destroy him. It lies within the forbidden caves, guarded by creatures of shadow. You must be brave." The boy nodded. "I will find the sword." His mother smiled through her tears. "We'll go together." Their journey was long and perilous. They crossed vast plains where the wind howled like a ghost, climbed steep mountains where the rocks crumbled beneath their feet, and ventured into dark forests where unseen eyes watched their every move. But through it all, the boy felt his strength growing inside him. With every step he remembered more. His childhood in the castle, the lessons his father had taught him, and the love that had been stolen from him. At last, they reached the forbidden caves. The entrance was a gaping mouth of darkness, cold and silent. As they stepped inside, whispers filled the air, voices from the past warning them to turn back, but the boy pressed on, his mother at his side, the glowing creature lighting the way. Suddenly, the shadows moved. Creatures with glowing red eyes emerged, their claws scraping against the stone, and they lunged at the boy. But he did not run. Instead, he raised his hands, and to his surprise, a golden light burst from his palms. The creature shrieked and vanished into darkness. "You have power," the creature whispered. "The blood of kings flows in you." The boy felt stronger than ever, and he pushed forward until at last he found it, the sword. It lay on an ancient altar, the blade gleaming like fire, and as he lifted it, energy surged through him. He knew at that moment he was ready. With his mother and the glowing creature beside him, he turned toward the castle, where the final battle awaited. He was no longer just a boy, he was a prince, and he would reclaim his throne. The castle gates loomed ahead, guarded by dark, cloaked soldiers. As the prince approached, the sky darkened, and a chill swept through the air. The enemy had been expecting him. With a deep breath, the prince raised his sword. A golden light erupted from the blade, illuminating the night. The guards hesitated, but then they attacked. He fought bravely, striking with precision. Each time his sword met steel, the golden light flared, sending his enemy sprawling. His mother and the glowing creature stayed behind, watching as he made his way through the gates. Inside, the halls were eerily silent. And then, from the shadows, a dark sorcerer emerged. "You have returned," the sorcerer said, his voice smooth and daunting. "But you are too late. This kingdom is mine." The prince held his sword tightly. "It was never yours. You stole it. You stole my life." The sorcerer laughed. "Then come take it back." Dark energy crackled in the air as the sorcerer raised his hands. Shadowy tendrils lunged at the prince, but he met them with his sword's golden light. The room shook as magic clashed with magic, sending waves of energy through the castle. The battle raged on, and the prince was dodging blasts of dark power, striking whenever he found an opening. The sorcerer grew desperate, his magic weakening, and finally, with a mighty swing, the prince plunged his sword into the sorcerer's chest. The dark energy shattered, and with one final scream, the sorcerer collapsed, dissolving into nothing. The castle trembled as the spell over the kingdom broke. Dark clouds faded, and sunlight poured through the windows. Outside, people cheered, as the rightful king had returned. Breathing heavily, the prince turned to his mother. She smiled proudly. "It's over," she whispered. The boy, now a king, stepped forward. "No, it's only the beginning." If you liked this video, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what kind of story you want me to cover next. Cheers.